Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast.
Good to be here.
Today, we're taking a closer look at the Wendy's company. We've got a bunch of recent updates looking at things as of late April 2025.
Right. It's an interesting time for them, especially with some new things happening.
Exactly. So our goal here is to kind of sift through this information, product news, financials, market stuff, and give you a clearer picture of Wendy's right now.
And maybe what could be coming down the pike.
Okay, so let's start with what seems pretty front and center. These new product innovations, they seem really focused on the Frosty, don't they?
They certainly do. It kicked off in April with these frosty swirls.
Yeah, the strawberry, caramel, and brownie batter sauces. And I thought it was interesting how they launched it.
You mean the app-first approach?
Yeah, starting on the app before going nationwide. And they even updated equipment. New cups, blue spoons. Seems like a big push.
Well, that app-first strategy, it lets them build some initial interest, and maybe get some early reads before the full rollout.
Makes sense. Gathering data.
And investing in the presentation, the cups, the spoons, it suggests they're trying to make it feel a bit more, maybe, premium.
And it doesn't stop there. They've got Frosty Fusions coming in May.
Right, with Pop-Tarts, Crunchy Poppers, and Oreo pieces.
It really feels like the dessert category in fast food is heating up. We see McDonald's, Burger King doing similar things.
It's a definite trend. Dessert innovation seems key right now. It's not just about having dessert, it's about having something new, something different.
A way to stand out.
Stand out, drive maybe some impulse buys. Desserts can often have pretty good margins, too.
So with all this activity around Frosty, swirls, and fusions, the real question for Wendy's is this going to translate into sales? Will it actually, boost the bottom line?
That's the key question, isn't it? The opportunity is certainly there. Can they draw in their regulars with something new?
Or maybe attract some new people who are curious.
Exactly. That potential for incremental sales is what investors are going to be looking for. Are these additions or just replacements for other purchases?
Which leads us nicely into the upcoming financial report. They're releasing Q1 2025 results soon.
Before market open, Friday, May 2nd, with a conference call afterwards.
And the stock price, looking around, $12.54. It's been pretty steady lately. Not huge swings.
Which often happens before earnings, right? The market is kind of waiting.
Feels like there's probably some anticipation building, though, especially to see if these new Frosty items had any impact, even early on.
And the analysts. The general view is described as cautiously optimistic.
Meaning?
Well, they see the effort, the menu innovation, but they're waiting for the proof in the numbers, which that May 2nd report should provide more transparency.
So for anyone tracking Wendy's, that first quarter report is definitely a big one to watch.
Absolutely. Investors will scrutinize those financials. They'll be looking for the impact of these recent initiatives, especially on revenue growth. It's the first real data point.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit and look at the overall financial health. We have the 2024 numbers and some projections for this year, 2025.
So 2024 reported revenue was about $2.25 billion. That was up just under 3% from the year before.
Okay, modest growth. And net income.
Came in around $194.36 million. Earnings per share, EPS, was $0.95.
And for 2025, they're projecting adjusted EPS somewhere between 98 cents and $1.02.
That's the range they've put out. Suggests they expect some gradual improvement in profitability.
And they also have this longer-term target, right, for system-wide sales growth.
Yes, aiming for 5 to 6% annually. That's fairly ambitious, requires consistent execution.
They're also talking about free cash flow for 2025, projecting $275 to $288 million.
And a plan to return a good chunk of capital to shareholders.
Up to $325 million through dividends and buybacks. That seems significant.
It generally signals confidence from management in their cash generation. It shows they expect to have the cash flow to cover investments and return money to owners.
Okay, let's talk strengths and maybe some red flags. On the plus side, definitely this innovation we've been discussing, menu marketing.
And their breakfast business. That's been a real positive note for them, performing better than the industry average, apparently.
That's a good point. Having a strong breakfast helps diversify the day.
Definitely a strength. A solid footing in multiple day parts.
The challenges. It's the quick service restaurant world, so competition is intense. Always.
Fiercely competitive. That's a constant pressure. And they're also exposed, like any restaurant chain, to, economic shifts.
Like downturns affecting how much people spend on eating out.
Precisely. Changes in consumer spending habits, broader economic health. Those are external factors that can definitely impact them.
And where does Wendy's sit in that competitive landscape. They're up against giants like McDonald's, Burger King.
Right. They have a strong, recognized brand, no doubt,
Yeah.
but their overall market share is smaller than those two main rivals.
Yet they've managed to keep growing same restaurant sales, haven't they? Through these kinds of strategies.
That's a key point. Despite being smaller, they have maintained that growth. It suggests their initiatives, the menu focus, the marketing, it's resonating enough with their customers to keep them competitive.
So looking ahead, what are the main things to watch? That May 2nd earnings release feels critical.
It's certainly a major catalyst. Could really influence the stock depending on what's reported.
And beyond that, it's about their longer-term strategy, hitting those financial targets they've set out.
Yes, execution on that strategy. But always against the backdrop of, as we said, the economy and what competitors are doing, those risks don't go away.
Let's look quickly at the stock itself and what analysts are saying now. Around $12.50, $12.54 as of late April. The past year range was wider, though.
Yeah, between about $12.05 and $20.65. So it's been higher, recently fairly stable, maybe a slight drift lower.
And analysts, you mentioned cautious optimism, but the official stance.
Generally described as neutral right now, but the average price target is around $18.13.
Okay, so that suggests analysts see potential upside from the current price.
It implies that, on average, they think the stock could be worth more. But of course, reaching that target depends on Wendy's performing well and hitting its marks. It reflects the uncertainty before earnings.
One last thing, what about chatter online, social media?
Well, there seems to be generally positive talk, especially around the new Frosty items. On places like X, Reddit, you see people mentioning them, seem excited to try them.
So some organic interest there.
Definitely some positive sentiment. But there's also that dose of realism, people wondering online if this excitement will actually show up in the Q1 numbers.
Right. Social buzz doesn't always equal financial success.
It's a useful early signal, perhaps, but you always need to confirm it with the actual financial data from the company.
So wrapping this up, it looks like Wendy's is really trying to generate some energy with these Frosty innovations, a clear attempt to keep customers engaged in a tough market.
And that upcoming earnings report on May 2nd will be the first big test of whether these moves are actually paying off financially.
So for you, the listener, it's worth watching how these products land in the market over the next few weeks. And definitely pay attention to those first quarter results.
And remember to consider the broader context, too, the overall economy, what competitors are up to. Those factors always play a role in the fast food sector.
If you want to dig deeper yourself, Wendy's investor relations website is usually the best starting point. Financial news outlets will cover the earnings too.
And maybe even keep an eye on that social sentiment after the report drops. Just see how the conversation evolves. But always verify with official sources.
We hope this focused exploration has given you a clear understanding of where Wendy's stands right now. Thanks for joining us for this analysis.
Thanks for tuning in.
Please subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know what other companies or topics you'd like us to explore next time.